Hi, this is George Alger, and welcome to another segment of Our Ventura TV. Today's guest expert is Debbie Fox, who is a co-owner of Fox Fine Jewelry here in Ventura, along with her husband George Fox. And the topic for today is successful charity events. Welcome, Debbie.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get right into this topic. So, you have held a number of events at your location in Ventura over the years, and how is it that you even came to this concept of holding events for nonprofits and charities?
It wasn't something that I came to, I just kind of started doing it and then doing it more. So it's just, I guess, a part of who we are. My husband and I are both of that mind, so.
Good. Now I know you also work with a lot of artists as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you consciously strive to have a balance between artists and other nonprofits, or that's just not part of the equation? It's really whoever is coming to you.
Well, the artists aren't nonprofits, although I guess they feel that way.
Yeah.
So the artist is an ongoing thing. When I do the artist things through the art walk, so that's like just a separate thing. But they're also events. So we're very used to doing events because we do so many events. Some of them are art related, and some of them are charitable related, and some of them are just jewelry related for our business. Okay, so let's dive in. You know, for other entities that are looking to raise awareness or raise money for their nonprofit or their activity, what would be some suggestions you could give them? Well, the first thing is that people come to me because they want to raise money, because all charities need to raise money. And it depends on the size of the charity and the size, not necessarily the size of the charity, but the size of their following, of their donors. So the first thing I would find out is how big is their donor base and how well known are they in the community. Okay, good. So you find out that they're well known or they're not well known. What will be the next step after that? Well, let's say that they're not well known, because that's what happens more often. I mean, there's the central ones in Ventura that are well known. We could all name them off. But the ones that are not well known are the ones that need the most money, but they first need to get the message out. So sometimes I'll back them up a little bit and recommend that we have an event that's not so much about raising money, but more about raising awareness, so that people get to learn about the charity first. Yeah, I think that's an important message to convey, because although the necessity for funding is probably paramount in their mind, there really is an earlier step that needs to occur before they can get to that point. So now that you're going to have some kind of activity to raise awareness, you have a number of types of events you've done over the years. Matter of fact, maybe you could just highlight some of these different types of events. Well, if we're raising awareness, it's not going to be so much on the money and the silent auctions, but it's going to be more about publicity. So let's tie it to, hopefully let's tie it to an event that we're having. So that's one of my favorite ways to raise awareness, is for one of our major events that we are already sending out a mailing or sending out an e-blast, and we can attach this to it. And then they get to be much more known by that, because they get made known to all of our clients. They also get through our social media. But then what's important is to send out press releases to the media. Hopefully they can get something in the paper, because if we're doing a big event and their event seems that much bigger because it's combined with our event, then a lot of times we can get something picked up by the media, which are now, so many are online, but also by the like the press, like the Star or the other local written media. Okay. And in terms of, like I saw you had a list of a number of different types of events, and I'm sure you can't remember them all, but what are some of the more common events, just so that someone can at least think with the variety of opportunity? Well, the list that I gave you was a little bit different than what we're talking about. So if we're talking about building awareness, then I think of, like, what do we do with that? And what we do at the awareness event is we try to have, any event, you always have to have something interesting. You have to have a reason for them to come. So for us, we have the added benefit that we're having it in a jewelry store, so people like to come to look at jewelry. But you also want to have other things. So I try to do games and prizes. Even if we're not raising money, we have We'll have like trivia games. I've had parlor games, like, you know, I mean, we're a jewelry store, so I've done pin the diamond on the ring. We put a big ring up, and you got to go pin the diamond on it, and, you know, blindfold the people, things like that. We do trivia games where maybe we'll have a big prize wheel where they spin if they guess the right answer, or trivia games are really good because you get to do trivia things, so it teaches them about the organization. So for example, let's say you have a free raffle. That's a great thing, a free raffle, because they fill out their information, you get their information, and then you have a chance to stop the party and do a raffle. Well, then you can do a trivia game question. And so that teaches people about the organization. It gives you an opportunity to tell them, there's a table over here with information, because you always want to have a table with information. So these are all things for for awareness. But I did talk also about different types of events. So there's the awareness, there's an event for fundraising, which is the one that everyone wants to do. That's what they think is most important, but not always, because awareness comes before fundraising.
And I want to talk about the fundraising, but you've really inspired me. So I just want to touch a little bit more on the raising awareness. It seems from what you're saying that really it's a creative opportunity. It's not so much what type of event it is, it's just that the event is a way to build awareness because you're putting it out in the media. If that happens, it's being broadcast out in various social media. So if I was to restate this, could I also say that building awareness is going to be even more successful if it's kind of fun and entertaining?
Fun and entertaining makes people come. Fun and entertaining makes people want to come back. Fun and entertaining gives you chances to give them snippets and instructs them. But definitely any event, fun and entertaining. Because the thing is that if you have an event where you have food and alcoholic beverages, that's everywhere. So you need to have something besides food and beverages. So that's what I try to do, is add something to it.
Okay, so now there's you know, so some kind of event has been held to raise awareness, or is it possible that you might even do a series of events to raise awareness?
I haven't done series of events like that. I would think that for the charity it would be important to do that, and not just like with me, but with other people, so there's other venues. Because it takes a while to build that awareness. Not like you can't be fundraising at the same time. Now you've met these people, but a small charity needs that. They need to continue on that and build from there. Ask those people, you know, have those names and addresses, and ask them, can they bring friends, things like that. Okay,
so let's just say we've started the awareness building, and maybe more needs to be done, but we really have to get into the fundraising. So what would you articulate as some of the successful actions that you've seen?
Well, fundraising is usually done in one of two ways that I've seen. The first one is one that I haven't really done at my store very much, and that's a ticketed one. We did that once. The ticketed event is usually better for a more established charity that has a number of patrons, and it's done at you know, a country club, hotel, kind of banquet, sit-down kind of meal. So I can't really speak on that because I don't do those. The other way is that you have a free event, which encourages more people to come, and people can stop in. I mean, we're in a location where lots of people are walking by, so we like that. We like to have people, like, just because there's a party, people come in, and then you can educate them. And so then the way that money is raised is either by silent auction, very popular, live auction, not as popular, and donations, asking for donations. So when we did an event for the Family Reconnection Program, and that's a program that reconnects the homeless in downtown with their families, and we partnered with the Downtown Ventura organization, we did a video and put it up on our screen, and then we went around and we passed the basket, so to speak, and we asked people to make donations. We also had other things. We had, well, this is not a silent auction so much as we have this big prize wheel, and we had prizes, in all of them, and they were donated. In this case, they were donated by different businesses, and that's a good thing that charities can do. They can ask other people for different prizes, so they're not just coming from the charity or from myself. And they paid to spin the wheel. It was very successful. So, yeah, it was, and all the businesses got a chance to promote their business. So,
okay, kind of a win-win. Good.
Yeah.
So now, let's suppose, so an organization has conceived an event. How much time should be given to the, the planning and the promotion of the event? I mean, is there any rule of thumb?
Yes, I'm going to back up for a minute. By the organization conceiving an event, most organizations come to me without having any idea. They're just like, we want to raise money. And so then we'll sit down just like this. We'll start talking about different things we could do. It's pretty exciting. And at that point, 2 months is a minimum. That's a minimum.
Okay.
To get all of your, because you're going to have to print something, you're going to, yeah, 2 months is a minimum.
And then the promotion for this event seems to me like it would be pretty important. And, we touched on using social media and press releases. Would you advocate for doing direct mail?
For the charity, yes, definitely they should do direct mail to their donors, their members, whatever, I don't know what you call them. For us, we don't do direct mail very often, so if it's piggybacked on one of our pieces, then we have added it in to one of our pieces. But direct mail is very expensive to do, as everyone knows, unless it's coming from someone they want to open. So like if a charity is sending out direct mail, it's coming from them, people are interested in it. If, for example, I'm doing a piece of direct mail about the charity, they're opening it because they're interested in jewelry, not about the charity, so there may not be that much intersect. So that's why it doesn't make sense for me to do the direct mail.
Okay.
But for them, yes.
Good. And I probably could just summate the promotion concept by saying any and all types of promotion to get people to the event should be valuable.
Yes. That's the most important thing, is getting people to the event. So like when I work with a charity, I say, I'm going to provide the venue, I'm going to provide, usually I provide the food and drinks and prizes, and I do all sorts of things. But they have to provide the people. And I will provide some people, because some people will come from me, but again, it's the same thing. The people that are on my mailing list, my clients, some of them will have the overlap with their charity, but the majority of them won't. It's just kind of like being out in the world at large, right? Some people have, same thing.
Good. Okay, so we're just about out of time here. Is there a website that people could go to for more information? And do you have a summating message for the viewers?
Yeah, I don't have anything on my website. My website is foxfinejewelry.com. Really, if they have questions, because I'm always open to this, I've worked in the preparation, I realized how many charities I've worked, which is so many over the years. I'm always happy to work with charities. So, and if they have questions, and they can always call me up, or they can sit down with me and we can talk about it. But I don't have like instructions like this. This is just things that I've gleaned over the years. I've been doing it for so many years. It's really a joy. It's really such a great thing to be able to do this.
Good. All right, well, Debbie, thank you very much for stopping by.
Thank you.
This is George Alger signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until we meet again.